I have some like crochet. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Julia. In today's video, I want to come back to my 2025 goals and do some recap and see what I was able to accomplish and what I wasn't able to accomplish. To be honest, I did look in this notebook like in November. I know that there are some of my goals that I won't be able to accomplish like in 2026 as well. And that's life in general. So something has changed from November. So I did accomplish something. The fact that I read some of them and memorized them affected what I wrote for 2026. And I want 2026 to be real and to be about like real goals, real desires and accomplishments. And I want to not push myself too hard or to not write like big goals that I wouldn't be able to accomplish. So here I have some personal goals and crochet business goals. And to be honest, looking at this list, I understand that 2025 wasn't all about crochet business because this year I was more concentrated on, stuff that people pay for. And yeah, I had to find a full-time job because crochet business wasn't like profitable this much. First of them are gym or swimming pool lessons. I'm not sure that we can count it, but I haven't been to swimming pool for some reason because for me it's like a lot of job to find the pool, to set everything, to buy swimming pool. Seemed like a lot of work for me, so I didn't accomplish this, but I did visit some gym. I can't tell that I do this like constantly, but at least like several times a month. Yes, because as I said, I have a full-time job and it's office job, and I spend like most of my time sitting in this kind of chair and pressing buttons, so I have no time. But I think this one is like partly accomplished. And then I have a really important for me point about buying my mom a phone, and I did bought her first iPhone, and it was for me like something big I should do because I really wanted her to have like a good phone and to be able to use these, modern technologies and stuff, but she still doesn't like it. The other big goal of mine was to have my driver license, and sometimes when I think about 2025, I think that I haven't accomplished anything, but then I remember this. Guys, I did actually had my driver license. I passed exams myself. This is actually crazy because it took me like a hot minute, I should say. It took me like 2 years and I've done it. Isn't it cool? I think it's so cool. Next point is about skin health. And this is actually one more point that go from year to year, and it's never going to be accomplished. This is what I have realized like in November. I had several tries to fix it, to cure it, to go to doctors and examine it and understand what's going on, but they always have like several thoughts about it, and we studying treatment and pills and stuff, and sometimes it's like a little bit helpful, but sometimes it's not at all. And I just thought about that I should have in my mind that I should keep up with skin health, but it couldn't be like accomplished goal because it's like never ends. So you should keep up with treatment and keep up with your health and stuff. So I just kind of keep it in mind, like my life goal. Like I want 2026 to really be more about health this is the first thing I thought about, that this is like a big unreachable goal I wrote for some reason, because I was like overwhelmed or over inspired or something. And one of them that is also transferring from year to year is starting my Etsy shop. To be honest, I have a very difficult relationships with this platform, because I had my first store back in 2021. I have done some mistakes and I haven't paid some charges and it got blocked. I didn't know back then that you have to like unblock it, and if you're gonna make like more stores, your name and your like personal information, then they are also will be blocked until you pay those bills or charges or taxes or whatever you need to pay. For right now, I have like several shops blocked and I learned a lot of information about these blockings and about how to avoid them. I opened my own store on Shopify. For some time when I had like sellings on my patterns, it was like profitable, but then when I concentrated on my job and I wasn't able to make like content constantly, got stuck on at one point with like 0 visitors, and I closed the shop. And for right now, I don't have any website. I really want to get in touch with agencies who does Etsy, so they could clarify everything for me, or maybe they will open a shop for me and manage it. I think sharing my way is going to be useful for a lot of people. My next goal is also a big one. I wanted to reach YouTube monetization system, but this is like a big general goal that doesn't describe how hard it is to do and how much effort you need to put to accomplish this goal. This is a really big one, and of course I haven't accomplished it in 2025. I have a lot to do to reach the requirements of monetization. This is what I'm gonna work on in 2026, and I want to split this goal on like smaller goals, so when I will be sum up my 2026, I would be able to mark some of them I have accomplished and some of them I haven't accomplished, because from the point I wrote this into my notebook and this moment, the difference in subscribers is about like 500 people, but I still haven't accomplished this big goal. So now when I'm reading this, I'm like more disappointed. In 2026, I wrote my goals like more detailed. I split it into smaller, and I really hope that it will help me to accomplish that. The next one was to start TikTok permanent in English. And to be honest, it's like partly accomplished, because on the one hand, I started to post in English, but on the other hand, I don't post like on TikTok a lot. I don't pay a lot of attention because now I'm focused on YouTube. For some reason, I feel like I give up TikTok or something, because I'm not scrolling there anymore and I'm not interested, and I'm just posting sometimes and it gains like 200, 300 of views because I'm not an active user. I really feel like I'm done with TikTok. So next, I have some goals about pattern making. Of course, I didn't accomplish a lot of them, but I really tried. So the first one was about making a pattern cardigan on Alice the Puffy yarn. I never made one, but I have made one cardi. So, and when I was making it, I was like, there's a lot of like details that are really hard to describe, like in pattern, and I didn't feel like I want to do this because there's a lot of them and I don't have like a specific like stitch pattern of my own, and like spend a lot of time on like something that a lot of people have done already. I just didn't feel like it. And also, as far as it's like a clothes and stuff, you need sizing, so I need to make several of them. And I wasn't sure that I would be able to sell them. And unfortunately, of course, I can't like gift these cardigans to everyone I know because people don't need them. Not everyone needs them. So my next one goal is about pattern on mesh top, and I did one. It's free. It's on my YouTube channel, but unfortunately it didn't gain like a lot of views. I made it in Ukrainian, and then I made like subtitles for it, but I guess there's some problem with subtitles, and it's only have like 100 and something views. It just really upset me because I put a lot of effort in this tutorial and I would really like people to watch it. So if you wanted to make your own mesh top, you can follow the link. If subtitles are not in order, you can just watch it. It's really simple and I think it's really doable and really cool stuff for summer. So on the other side of my notebook are some crochet-wise goals that I was hoping will help me to boost my crochet business. And first of them was about becoming an ambassador of the yarn shop. And I found one in Ukraine that was looking for crocheters and crafters. And I reached them and we decided that I will be their ambassador. And then nothing happened because I just didn't have time to order yarn, to think about what I want to make. And also it happened to be not like a big yarn shop and it's kind of expensive. So even though I have like a little discount, it's like it's expensive for other people to order. They mostly had yarn for bags and I can't like make out a pattern from my head. I need to boil it like for a long time. So it's like accomplished, but my next goal was about making paid patterns like PDFs. One of them is Cardi, which we have discussed, I haven't made. And the second one, a character called Pochito, and I wanted to make it. And I did. I did a pattern for it, but then I was like, I'm not sure I can sell it because of copyright, and I'm not sure I'm even can post it. I need to discuss with someone who's like up to copyright why I made it. I made like description and I make photo portions, but I never made it one piece and I never posted. Because I have doubts about copyright and stuff, and I really don't want to be the person who steals. Hi, it's the next day because my recording stopped and I was talking for 30 minutes to my phone, not recording. So I believe I need to get close to the business and to start discuss my goals for 2026. And also I think this is very funny, like the transition between these two parts of the video. The first video represents my expectations for 2026, and this part of the video is how it's really going. So I'm having my goals for 2026 right in front of me, and I can tell you here's a lot. But this time I did divide them like into two sections, personal, and my personal goals are consist of 11 points. And my crochet goals consist of 13 points, but this is only because I split them like in smaller. The first one is to post constantly on YouTube in English and do minimum one video per month. I meant like longer video here, and I really try to keep on track, and I have like a lot of ideas in my mind. Of course, I do not write down any of them. Doing this video is my try to keep on track. I failed to film it from the first try. This time I decided that whatever it takes, whatever I look like, even though I don't think I look good after a job and stuff, I should finish this video and I will edit it and I will post it and it will come out. I swear. So my next goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I really think that we're close to it. This is something that makes me feel overwhelmed and motivated to continue. The next point I have here is my first live. I was really motivated when I was writing this down, because now from this point of view I can tell I feel motivated enough to make live, because I just made it once on TikTok and I had 3 viewers and it wasn't really successful. And as far as I know, here on YouTube, when you're making these like random lives and you don't have like your constant audience or something, there will be random people writing some kind of shit. So I really don't want it, because my motivation is so thin and I don't want to lose it. So I really gonna think before I make my first live, and I should think of what it's gonna be about, and maybe I should invite some of my friends to support me, because I really like scared of doing lives. My next goal is making one short every day challenge. From this point, I think I've been posting minimum one short every day during maybe like months or 2, and I really think it works and I see results. The next one is really interesting, because I decided to make kind of challenge, but not, like challenge. But I want to make one thing, one wearable thing for me, for my husband, or for my mom or friends or someone. But I want to make something wearable. It should be like within 1 month. And that's how we will have, firstly, 1 video per month about making something. And second of all, I want to become more unique in knitting. And that's why I want to knit or crochet a wearable thing every month. I started to knit a sweater for my husband, and it will be his very first sweater. I actually did him like a cardi before, but it's really questionable because I made some mistakes and I really think he doesn't want to wear it, and I understand why. So it's gonna be his first wearable thing from me, and his sweater looks really nice. It's like mostly done. It needs another sleeve. To be true, it's a lot of work because he's not excess size, obviously. So here's how it's going, and I promise you I will end this. So it is like really cold now and I want him to wear it, so I need to finish the sleeve. My next goal is something I just told you. It's about learning new techniques in crochet and knitting, and yeah, this is something I really want to improve on. The next one is also something I told you in the first part of this video, is that I want to start my Etsy shop with professional help. I found an agency that work with Etsy and I contacted them, but for some reason I still didn't get any answer. It's been 2 days now. Also, I want to finish all my whips, which for some reason I have a bunch of. I thought that I don't have a lot of whips, but you see these shelves? I was like organizing it and cleaning it like at the beginning of the year. And like between these skeins, I found a lot of like started something that just there. And some of them needs frogging, some of them I did frog, and some of them are like really just started, and I don't know if I will be able to finish them, but some of them like need some finish touch, like a sleeve. I also have another card where I need to make a sleeve, but I also need to order more yarn. And I have some squares. I need to make something out of them. Also, some of my whips are dedicated to my patterns that I started, and I started to test them and I never finished. So the next point is about finishing all my patterns, because I have, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 that I am working on. And finally, the last one, to add more life to my channel. And by this I meant I want to make more vlogs. I want you to know more about my personality. I just feel like it gives more trust, and also I see that these kind of videos are gain more views and more like attention than like just tutorials or something. This is something what I'm gonna work on. I would rather not share with you my personal goals, as looking on them right now, I feel like I need to think about like more. I need to give myself more time to think about what I want my 2026 to be like. And basically, it is because it is like 20th of January. I wrote this down like on 2nd of January, and this is kind of time when you are overwhelmed with motivation and energy and stuff. And now when 20 days are gone, I feel like my goals are too optimistic and too big, and at the end of the year I will feel so exhausted, and I want to write down what I should do every month to meet the specific goal. And I think at the end of the year it will be a good decision, and I will feel better, because this year, looking through my 2025 goals, I feel like I just forgot about them, and most of them are not reachable, not doable, and not realistic. So this is it. These are my goals for 2026. What do you think of them? Do you think they are doable, or maybe I'm too optimistic for the year? What are your goals? I will be really happy to know about them. So if you have some you want to share, write down in the comments and I will be really happy to know them. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment so I would know that I should keep up with my goals. I really appreciate every one of you who stayed with me, and I see you in the next one. Bye!